Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mr. Barasa, and today I'll be taking you through steps and process that will allow you to acquire a Kenyan passport. By saying a Kenyan passport, I mean you are a Kenyan citizen and you want to acquire a Kenyan passport. Now, first, I'm going to show you how this passport looks like, and then I'll take you through the due process that you require for you to get this passport. Now, here I have my passport. I'll block some numbers just for my own safety. Now, this is how this passport looks like as at the time of collection. This is the envelope that you'll be served this passport when you're going to collect it. As you can see, this is the Republic of Kenya, and then these two numbers. This one is my. This one is my Kenyan passport number, and I don't know about this one. I'm not so sure with this what this number means. And then this comes with your name, as you can see. This is Dennis Oguri Barasa. So my last name actually is the Barasa, and then the last two is Dennis, and then the middle one is Oguri. Okay, this is what you'll be served with at the end of the process if you're going to collect it. But when you open, you will get now your passport. This is what you will be getting. Now, it's written East African Community, Republic of Kenya, and then here there is that Kenyan coat of arm, which is two lions, and then we have a shield. Yeah. So if you open, I won't open the first page because the first page has my my passport number, and then those are the documents I won't show you because it entails my personal details that I won't share. But this is how it looks. So this is the place where you will have to get stamps and approval in terms of when you go to travel, when you are going to other countries, on the border points, or yeah, on the border points. And border points are like in every country border, whenever you're using the road, whenever you're using an airline, in the airport, that's the port of entry, you'll have a stamp in any country you are landing in. And then if you're using the road, of course, there's a boundary in between. So in that boundary, you'll have to be stamped. You'll have to get a stamp. Now that stamp is what will be stamped here, as it will be showing an approval of the entry in that country. So this is very important document for you to travel across the nations, across the continents, legally, but not illegal. So if you want to travel an illegal way, well, you can choose to do that. Most definitely, if you're a Kenyan, you know what I mean. Most Kenyans living within the country borderline. Maybe if you are from Uganda, around Busia, that means Uganda border and Kenya border. Those living around Tanzania borderline, Hispania, those living around northeastern borderline, you can cross to go to the neighboring country illegally without proper documentation, without proper document, that is a passport, and come back. But if you want to go, assuming you want to go to overseas country like US, like UK, you must have this document. Now, today I want to discuss about 8 things, 8 steps, 8 due process that you need to take very serious in order for you to get this document. And I want to take you step by step on how you can acquire this as well. Now, if you haven't liked on that video, kindly do so, because this video will enable other Kenyan citizens like you to be aware of what you're supposed to do in terms of acquiring a Kenyan passport. Now I'm going to discuss about 8 process. So if you don't have a pen, kindly acquire one and have this written down. Now, number one, you need to understand types of passport. Now, types of passport, number one, we have A series. So A series, this is a passport that has 34 pages that goes for around 4,550 shillings. So every passport is graded according to the pages. In this case, if you're applying for 34 pages, it falls under A series. Now for A series, it goes for 4550. That is 4,550. For B series, this is 50 pages. This goes for 6,050 shillings. And then we have a C series. A C series goes for 7,050 shillings. And this is a 66 pages passport. Like for this one is a 50 pages. And for you to get these 50 pages, you need to at least have 6,050 shillings. Is when you will get these 50 pages. At the end, I'll be telling you the advantages and disadvantages of having these types of passport according to their pages. Stay tuned, as I'll be sharing at the end. Now, those are the types of the passports according to the series. Now, all these 3 series, it consists of 3 series. So these 3 series forms one type of passport, of which we call an ordinary passport. So 3 series, A, B, and C, consist an ordinary passport, makes an ordinary passport. These are passports that you, as an ordinary Kenyan, you can apply as a single person and you will be granted. Now, the second type of passport is called a diplomatic passport. Now, a diplomatic passport, this is a passport if you are in a government, if you are an official government, if you are working with the state, this is where your passport lies. Maybe you are an MP, that is a member of parliament. Maybe if you are someone who works with the government, that the government want to send you to the overseas country for conferences or for meetings, for state visits, that is what we call a diplomatic passport. And this passport goes ahead to the government family. So if you are lucky to have your family member working in the government offices, then you are well to go. You can be granted one. Now, Process number two, you need to understand the right documentation, the right document that you are required in order for you to have this passport applied for. So, if you understand you want to go for which passport, you need to understand which documents you require. If you want to apply like the A series, that is 34 pages, you need to know on what you're supposed to have to apply this passport. In this case, if you want to apply a passport, you need to have a copy of passport. In this sense, I'm trying to say you need to have the passport that the face passport. You need to have that as number one document that you require. Number two document that you require is a ID of a recommender. There is one person you need to have his or her ID as your recommender. ID back and front, the original ID when you are going to apply. And then you as the applicant, you need to have your own original ID, your own original ID copy. And then you need to have an original copy of your birth certificate. And I want to tell you today, if you have done it's called lamination. This just by the way, if you have done a lamination, kindly, you can remove that. You can have someone to help you and remove it. That lamination will automatically lead you to say that birth certificate is fake. And today, if you have ever laminated any of your documents, official document, that means a title deed, that means your education certificate, at the point of lamination, consider that document as fake because they can't be used until that lamination has been removed. And then number four, let's continue. Number four kind of document that you need to have a copy of your parents' IDs, your parents' IDs, original copy at the point of applying. If all your parents are not there or one of your parents isn't available, maybe died, you need to have a death certificate to validate or to show that your parents died. And then, yeah, those are the five things that you need to have at the point of application. And then step number four, or process number four, you have to do what we call an online application process. So on this process or on this step, one has to have an e-citizen account. If you don't have one, you cannot pay. But most likely, I know you may be having one. So if you have this an online e-citizen account, you can go ahead and fill the application form. In terms of filling the application form, you will go to e-citizen and then you go to immigration and then you fill the application forms. So at this step, what I can tell you is just one. You don't need to waste a lot of time doing this by yourself. The easiest way possible is you to go to the cyber, because cyber are always available in Kenya. You go there, tell that cyber person that you want to apply a passport. I believe by that time you'll have known on how many pages that you want to apply for, and then have him assist you. It will only take you a few minutes for that cyber person to do this for you. Now, this cyber person, what he or she will do is to assist you in terms of e-citizen application, where he'll fill all your information, having gone there with the right document that I've just read for you. And then he will also help you to download the end uh, invoice and receipts. And those forms, you'll have them as I'll be discussing later. Now, he will fill, that cyber person will help you to fill these documents in your e-citizen account, and it will reach a point where she or he will require you to pay for the money that is required, or the fee that is required for you to pay for the service. Of course, that goes to the government of Kenya. So as I've told you earlier, 34 pages, which is an A series, goes for 45, 50, 4,550. And then for 50 pages goes for 6,050. And then for 66 pages goes for 7,550. Now, after you've done that, you'll get a prompt. He or she or he will do all the due process of filling the forms, downloading, filling the documents, downloading the forms that you require, and then he will assist you to book an appointment. But in that process, you'll get a prompt message, a prompt message of an M-Pesa to allow you to pay for the series of the passport you are applying for. If it's 34, you'll have to pay for 4,050, 4,550 shillings. That is the only money you'll pay at that time. The only money you'll be applying for the passport. Now, you'll have that message on your phone. You'll accept the amount, you'll put the amount and send. And then from there, he or she, that cyber person that is helping you, will ask you on where you want your passport appointment to be. If you want to do it at Nyayo House, if you are around Nairobi, that is, you can go ahead, tell him or tell her you are comfortable in Nairobi. If you want to do it in Kisii, all over the country, Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, you'll have to choose the place that you want the appointment to be. Now, remember, choose an appointment location if you are sure on when that date will be available for the appointment, because that appointment is so crucial. You need to be so sure on that date will be available for the appointment. That is process number 3, or step number 3. Now we go to step number 4. Step number 4, this involves submission and biometrics appointment. I told you earlier in the on just what I've covered on the step number 3, you have to get the appointment date. That appointment date is the date that you are going to do biometrics and have your passport picture taken. That is the appointment date that you are going to the immigration office. And I told you you need to take an immigration office that you are sure on that date will be available to go for that particular kind of activity. On that date, note this, you need to have the right documents with you. Number one, have your original birth certificate. Number two, have your ID. Have your original birth certificate and have your ID. To add on, this is just for myself because like as this, you have to put on a collar shirt or a collar, let me just say a shirt, because you're going to be taken a passport that will be uploaded on your passport first page. Of course, mine is here, but I can't share it because it has my details, and this is online. So those are the documents that you will need to prepare yourself with as you expect to go and be taken biometrics. In biometrics, you will be taken your fingerprints, of course, just like the ordinary ID, national ID. You are being taken this, 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 and this. That's what you will be going to do. And then what to expect? You expect something that takes a few minutes if you're not in a crowded immigration office. Yeah, but it's a very good kind of activity that you'll enjoy once you're done with it. The fifth step, I want to discuss about process, time, and tracking. Of course, once you've gone for the appointment date, you will be taken biometrics. You'll have to take picture, the one that they will upload to your passport, and then from there you'll have to go and wait. But if it's fast enough, on that date, after having taken biometrics, you'll get a message that will tell you you have successfully submitted your application from the immigration office. It's just a message that you'll get. And then from that period, you can go home and you'll have at least from 10 days to 15 days if it's fast enough for you to get the passport. And then I will also want to share how you can track this passport of yours. Now, an immigration has a number that is 22222 that you send your tracking passport number. After having gone out of that immigration, you will be given a tracking number. This tracking number is where you will have to be sending that tracking number to 22222, and then you can be told on what stage the passport has reached. Or in the next video, if you like, comment down there to help you analyze how the stages are in terms of movement of your passport. So if you like me to discuss on that, kindly you can go ahead to comment and I will discuss that in another video. Now, in the step number 6, collection of the passport. Now, on this date, you will be going to collect your passport. applying for this passport, and you go wait for around 10 to 15 days. If you are lucky enough, this passport will come out after that, and then you'll get a message that your passport is already printed and is ready to be collected. Just like this message here. This is my message that was sent when my passport was ready. And I'm looking forward for you also to have the same message. Now, on that day, you'll have to accompany yourself with the following documents. When you're going to collect this passport, you have to have number one, your ID. Number two, you have to not forget on coming with your receipt. You remember that receipt that you were given at the point of when you apply for your ID in that cyber, and you went with it for biometrics. That one, you have to keep it very, very careful and have it on that date of collecting this passport. And then having to conclude, finally, but not least, I'll be talking about tips and common issues that will allow you to get this passport as fast as possible without having gone through here and there, wasting time, and without much difficulties. Number one, go for less crowded immigration offices. If you are in Nairobi, you can understand what I'm talking about. Personally, I applied in Nairobi, and trust me, if you are not lucky enough, your passport may get longer to be printed and be ready to be collected. So if you are comfortable with going to other passport places in terms of immigration office, then you're lucky enough. Personally, I would like to say that right now, even Bungoma, they have just opened a new office of immigration. If I'm you, I'll rush very quick to go and apply it from there. So in that appointment date, I'll choose Bungoma because I believe that it will come out so quick. We have others like Mombasa, Nairobi, Kisii, Embu. Just look for a place that is not crowded because Nairobi is a challenge. People are so many, and it may take time unless you do something that I'll be telling you. If you are someone, number two, those number one. Number two, if you are someone that you want to travel a lot, if you are someone that you want to travel a lot, that is tip number two. Go for a higher passport. This is 50. This is B series. If for someone who is traveling, I will say like a lot, but not that a lot. This is quite good, but not that good for someone who is traveling like hard. But if you want to travel more, have a high pages passport like C series that goes for 66 pages. Now that one will allow you to travel a lot without having to renew it again and again. And number three tip, apply early. Apply early. If you want to travel, if you're planning to travel, assuming you want to travel around December, and in January, here you are, apply early. Apply in January, because if anything happens in between, you can always reach that December after having this passport with you, and then you go for a visa. So you never know. So apply early. If you apply early, then you'll get your passport and have all your plans get in order. And then keep all your copies. Keep all your copies well. At the time of start of everything in terms of application of this passport, have all your copies kept well. Keep these copies well, because if anything happens, you have somewhere to refer. You have somewhere that you can produce a copy and say, this and this and this is what happened. I did this and this is what is happening. And then double check all your information. Double check all your information if they are correct at the point of filling. This happens a lot for some people in terms of not filling the correct documents when you are applying. And then last, I'll talk about if you want your passport to come out very fast, you need to do one thing. You can choose to push this passport. If you know someone, you can go ahead and yeah, if you know, you know. Conclusion, I would like to say that it was good to have you here today, and I'm so happy that you've clicked on this video up to this point. If you like the video, if you like what I've just shared, and you want more, and you want to make aware of this video to other viewers that this video may be of importance to them, kindly share, comment, and I would like to say thank you.